Okay, I think we are live. I think we're live. If you're here and if you're an Amazon seller and you've got questions, drop them down below. Today I'm going to go live just to support you guys in your business. And something that I'm doing over the Q4 period, give you a little update on where we're actually at and talk you through. Let me just check my stats. I don't think they're like the kind of most amazing, but we're doing well. If you want to know, last week we had a record-breaking gross profit. So that's kind of like profit after the cost of goods, and basically it's the profit we've generated before we paid for our staff, which is kind of like the normal thing a lot of everyone talks about. Highest ever gross profit in the UK and the highest ever in the USA. If you want to see, I only have the UK numbers, so you can kind of see it there. 220,000. Yeah, 220. Should probably get that right. We are down on last year. I won't lie. Last year we did really, really well. We hit 400k in November, 430k in November, I think it was. It was very, very good. So definitely, obviously doing that. But definitely, and then kind of we're down, but we're up on the previous 30 days. So I'm really, really happy with that. Let's kind of have a look at the old 30-day graph. Oh, it's going back up. Look, you can see that it's just going back up, just there. Just really happy with that, just going back up. That's 3.4. Will I hit 3.5 million? I don't think so, because we're about to lose last year. That's there. So guys, if you've got any questions, do feel free to drop them down below. But obviously, Black Friday's been and gone. We didn't see much of an uplift in the UK. I won't lie, sales are pretty good anyway. But what we did do is obviously we have seen should we say the purchases went really well. Last week we ran out of money in both the UK and the US. The US we spent about $29,000. In the UK we spent about $44,000, I think it was. And we just got a new Amazon loan in the UK. We refinanced. They offered us another 320,000 or something. After we paid back the old loan and took the difference, it was about 20, it was about 90,000, I think it was. So happy with that. We've got some people on the Instagram. I just want to say a big hello to everyone on the Instagram. I do see your questions, Princess Gia, Canadian Dogu, some people joining. Let me just quickly flick over. And then you got a question here, Vision Mentorship. So Vision Mentorship is asking about the VA Academy. Thank you for the person who gave me a big like. I really like the likes. Likes are great. Thank you very much. So someone asked me a question on Instagram. Do the VAs do private label, wholesale, or OA? So if you want to know about the Fast Track FBA VA Academy, this is whereby we've relaunched it version 2. And this is whereby we are now, should we say, offering a 3-month, no questions asked, refund or replacement policy on your VA. So if you're going to hire a VA from us through Fast Track FBA, you will get 3 months. That guarantees that it's going to be if you have any problems in the first 3 months, you get your money back, or you get a replacement policy. Now, to Vision Mentorship on Instagram, they do OA, and the reason is we're teaching you what I do right here, which is 1 million in the US. We're doing about 1.3 now, don't quote me, and then in the UK we've done over 3 million. Sorry, so they're only OA. Now we do get a lot of wholesale sellers getting the VAs from us from the Fast Track FBA VA Academy, and then what they do is they retrain them up. That's a really important, that thing does work. Why? Because in the day, if you hire a bad VA, all the training in the world doesn't matter. But we're really good at finding good VAs. We've done over 550 of them. So certainly something that we've done that's really going to help out. We've got a message, Vision Mentorship on Instagram. Give me a big thumbs up, or just say, yeah, Tom, that sounds great. Or if you've got any more questions, let me know. I am watching them. I do have Instagram here if anyone's watching. I see you on Instagram. I'm watching. Look, comments down the bottom. Just want to say hi. Let's do that. Serda Sinil joined as well. Hey, Serda Sinil. Right, let's go through. Katie over on YouTube. Hey, Katie. Katie Spence. I'm loving the picture. Really good. You've got Katie Spence written down the bottom. I'm loving it. Doing a good job. So let's go through. I'm doing some of my early research to get started and learn sourcing. Would you stick to UK at first or set up the UKS at the same time? Look, long story. I'm gonna quote a quote from someone who I follow, and I think you'll probably know anyway, Alex Hormozy. Simple scales, fancy fails. The more complexity you try and put into something, the more complexity you put into something is the hard. the harder it is. And let's be crystal clear. Like, I do coaching, right? So as in, like, I have a coach myself. They call, we have a call for like half an hour every 2 weeks, and I pay a lot of money for it. But it's really, really helpful. And the one thing I talked about yesterday was like, I was like, man, I have so many ideas. Next year, I want to do so many things. Like, I see so many opportunities, and people are even like saying, Tom, can you do this with me? I'll pay you to do it with me. And I know in my heart, I just need to do one thing and do it really well. So I kind of said this like kind of thing to myself is like, by the way, I run 3 companies and we have like 80 staff. I said next year I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I'm not gonna change anything. I'm not gonna do anything new. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing, but I'm gonna get better. And why do I tell you this in relation to the exact question you asked? Because even if we look at just the UK, and obviously I said on the UK we've done 3 million at a fundamental level. I genuinely believe, like, people talk about like, hey, I'm doing UK, should I do EFN? Selling into Europe, should I do eBay as well? I can just use like Joey Lister onto eBay. My answer is don't do any of it. Don't do any of it at all. Just build one revenue stream, make it profitable, build it right up, hire a team, and then get that team running it so you can now run that business in less than 5 hours a week. Once you've done that, then go to another marketplace. And like, I run both of these two. By the way, I run these 2 companies on like 2-3 hours a week. I spend more time with you guys on lives than I do with my own team, which is like hilarious. But the idea is that I would strongly, strongly recommend, don't go and start lots of things. I've seen it too many times. You just don't have enough hours in the day. It's not possible. Like, really, like, people ask me, hey Tom, should I start another marketplace? And my first question is, do you have more than 20 hours a week free and you're doing nothing and you're bored? Unless they say yes, then my answer is like, no, don't even bother. Because it takes time to get a business spinning up. That's the one thing to really consider. Unless you know what you're doing, you can do it a bit less time, but really I probably wouldn't even do that. Like, as entrepreneurs, we try and do too much. So my advice to you, long story short, stick in the UK. Don't do the US yet. Get the UK running, build it up, get it to like, high 6 figures, build a team. It's going to eat into your profit margins by building a team, of course. But the idea is that when you jump over to the US, like I did, your UK business is just running and it just makes money. We make 5 figures a month out of my UK business, and I do nothing, which is a lovely place to be, because I don't have to worry. And now we're doing 5 figures a month out of the USA business. So I'm happy with that as well. So definitely do that. Katie, let me know if that answers your question down below. And I love your profile picture. Really good, by the way. Vision Mentorship over on Instagram. Got you over here. I'm going to reply. Just coming in, says, talking about the VA Academy, talking about VAs, do they do private label, wholesale, or OA? And we answered OA. Also, it said, awesome, thanks. Are the 10 leads a day exclusive, or do we share them with other sellers? They're only, like, the VA only works for you. Like, they're your VA. So to give you an idea, you come to us, you sign up for a VA, we find, hire, and train a VA, and they start working for you in your business, and they provide you deals from, they're logged into like a secondary user on your account, so they'll see what you're gated in, they can check the deals against your criteria, and they'll find you those deals. So they're all your deals. Now, we can't say obviously those deals won't ever be found by anyone else. That's the very nature of what we do, of course not. But what we will say is those VAs, the deals that the VA finds, they will not be giving them to anyone else. They're only yours. And if you have any problems with the VA at all, you can literally contact my team over the first 3 months, and we'll jump in and support the VA, like retraining, supporting them with gated deals, loads of that stuff. So like, and by the way, if you're still not happy after 3 months, you can go, Tom, I'm not happy. I want my money back. Like, fine, don't worry about it. Absolutely fine. We'll give you money back. Why? Because we've done 550 VAs. And I won't lie, look, yes, you can build a business on your own. Well, not really. Because a business is something whereby, you can build a job on your own. Yeah, 100%. I never deny that. But, a job is where you're doing the work. A business is whereby it can operate without you. A true business is something whereby it has a team and they do it all. And really, if you are a vital component of that, then you've got a job with some people helping you. It's not a business in itself. So if you want a business, you need staff. I say that time and time again. Listen to Alex Hormozy, he talks about it as well. And if you think about it at a fundamental level, you don't really own a business if you are needing to work in it. Like, should we say more than 10 hours a week? If you can do, Alex calls it 5. I say if you do like between 5 and 10 hours a week, okay, you're an owner, fine. But if you are doing, if you're doing like 20, 30, 40 hours a week, it's called a job. It's not a business. Be very crystal clear. I think you need to be very honest. Mohammed asked, do you have training for OAs? Yes, we do. We have, look at fasttrackfa.com/sources, go to courses, resources and courses. You can see my sourcing mastery course. That's going to really help you out. Let's kind of jump back through. Oh, by the way, if that answers your question, Vision Mentorship on Instagram, let me know. Let's jump back through. Katie just popped in the question, so I answered that one. So thank you, Katie. Let's jump through. Simon, hey Simon, could you talk about repricing strategies, please? I'm not sure my repricer is working for me, and I think about changing it. I'm wondering what would be my strategy. Great question. So we've just done, I'm literally coming towards the end of a repricing strategy kind of like project that I've been working on. And I will kind of talk you through some high level thinking, and then I'll break it down into a bit more fundamentals, and then I'll kind of give you a bit more granular. I'm not going to go into the kind of granular detail that we do, but I'll give you kind of some conceptual ideas that are going to help you think about it. And by the way, we've tried loads of different repricers, moved around them all. So at a very fundamental level, what you're trying to get your repricer to do is to achieve as close as possible to, or should we say, maybe even slightly above, if you've done a really good job, to the price you thought you were going to sell that product for at purchase. So when you buy a product, let's say, for example, I buy, I don't know, protein shaker. It's got water in there. Protein shaker. And I think I'm going to get $10 for it, or $20, doesn't matter. Now, the whole point is that if I can get $20 for it, cool, I'm happy. And generally, and if there's market competition, I still get $20, and I'm pretty happy because my repricer's got the price I wanted for it. And the mindset we have behind it within my own business is I'm not trying to get rich. I'm really not. I'm just trying to make an honest buck. You know, like, and when we look at that in regards to repricing, I'm not trying to sell Tom's protein shaker for $1 million. That's called like being stupid. Like, it's never going to happen. But if I can sell it for $20 or as close as $20 I can get it for, then I'm going to be pretty happy. So at a very fundamental level, your ultimate success metric of a repricer is how close, generally as a percentage measure, does that repricer manage to achieve the estimated sale price of this product? Now, you can actually do some kind of analysis on this through the USS, because in the USS we automatically, and if anyone wants to know, it's called the Ultimate Sourcing Sheet within Fast Track FBA, fasttrackfba.com, resources, the Ultimate Sourcing Sheet. Now, what we do is we automatically code up the buy price and the estimated sell price of a SKU. And then what you can go through is you can go through once it's sold, you can see the variance between them, and you can record that as a percentage. So the USS kind of does this inadvertently for you. We do it to a higher level within the Seller Academy. Now, at a fundamental level, that's the goal. That's what your measure is. How close can I achieve my estimated buy price? Now, breaking it down a bit more is what you understand is that within, if you think about like a keeper chart, and you think about the buy price, and it will kind of go straight, or straight. It could kind of go up and down. So what you got to think about is within your kind of like keeper chart, how it moves. Your repricer is generally going to have rules, and really the rules will probably dictate mins and maxes at a kind of global level across all of your products. Voila. Now, and when you know it, say for example, Tom's thing's $20, and then my lowest ROI that I'll accept is like $15. Well, if the market crashes, it will crash down to $15 and it will stop there. So that's the rule, should we say. Now, the rule is the global min-maxes for all the products within your portfolio. And if you have multiple rules, then obviously that will change how that works. But just say, assume we have one. Then the next question comes is, that's a good general rule. Now, you might think I'm not happy with my repricer, but we're really at a fundamental level, no repricer is going to really work to the level you want. Why? Two things that you just know no repricer does. Number one, it doesn't ever look at historical buy prices. And number two, it doesn't look at competitor stock counts. For example, if the current users come in, if it's selling 1,000 units a month and someone's coming with 10 items of stock and crash the price, you'll be like, cool, let them sell out. I'm not interested. But that's because you can see the stock and you can see the sales listings. You can do some really quick calculations in your head and it's going to work. But it doesn't work in the repricing. No repricer does this. And there's a fundamental reason why it doesn't look at buy prices, historical, and it doesn't look at repricing, competitor stocks. And the fundamental reason why it doesn't do that is because In order to do that, you have to scrape Amazon's web front data, which Amazon doesn't allow as part of their SPA API connection. If you do that, you lose your access to SPA API connection, which stops you from being able to upload products or upload through the API connection. So the net result is that no pricer will ever do this. So long story short, if you are, the way do we look at it? Well, we look at our global min-maxes, so it's the rule, and then within that, on the individual products, we put a certain min-max, and we have certain rules. So we do it on an item by item basis. And a very good trick, if I just kind of teach you, is you can just check the products when they come in on inbound and then set a min-max and see how they go. So I hope that kind of makes sense. But long story short, we've tried BeCool, we tried STK, Repricer.com, Aurora. And the one thing which I will say, the moment you change Repricer, things are going to change dramatically. Regardless if you think you've got them right, they won't. Like they go up, they go down, the pricing's change, you lose money, you make money, or it doesn't. Basically, either you'll make more sales but less profit, or nothing will sell. Like, because you're still got to kind of figure out how that repricer works. So if you're going to do it, I'd wait till Q1. Don't do it yet. Hope that makes sense, Simon. Really great question. FBA Gangster on Instagram said, hello, my joy, Olad. And also as well, Vision Membership said, thanks for answering. Cool. Hope that makes sense. Ben, hey Ben, thanks for the regular streams, Thomas. Lots of great info, new sellers like me. So someone's like, ow, that really hurt my ears. Sorry. Cool, big thumbs up. Ben, thank you so much. Looking cool in the shades. Guys, if you've got questions, drop them down below. If you are on the Instagram, I have got you here. I'm reading your questions. Do not worry. Let's kind of jump through. So we got TJM Woodworks. By the way, that was if you liked that kind of like repricing talk, let me know in the comments down below, because I appreciate that was quite an in-depth. I could probably do a 4-hour video on repricing and strategy. But there's like, my thoughts behind it. Let's go into TJM Woodworks. So give me a comment down below if you like the repricing talk. Maybe I'll make a video one day. I've got no videos or audio on my end. Can someone else hear me or hear anything? I hope so. I think it might be your end. A lot of people have kind of like commented and said stuff. So unless I'm just talking to myself, hashtag I hope not, then we should be okay. So let me know if it's got it now, guys. Had to reload. Fantastic. F5, always, IT problems. Hi, IT, computer's not working. Have you tried turning it on and off again? Oh, that's the exact one. Glad you got it working. Let's kind of jump through. If you're on Instagram, drop me a message. We've got like Raj, Rafi, and Ricky joined. Hey guys, let me know if you've got any questions down below. Nay B, is it possible to make a profit part-time with RA, OA, or wholesale? Time and money needed, being at it 4 months and losing money. Okay. Great question. Very, very common. Quite a common, like, is it possible to make money? So first things first, let's just kind of attack this. So first things first, yes, it is possible to make money. Now, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of scams out there, and there are a lot of people who are probably doing this business and not making money. And I'm going to put my hand up and say, when I first started this business, I lost money. My first year accounts, I lost money. So I've definitely been there. But let's just come back, is to say at a fundamental level, I'm going to kind of deal with your first question on losing money. So the most common one I see with people losing money is they feel like they've got to buy all the software and services. You generally don't. Like, you really don't. You could probably get away with an Amazon selling account and just Seller Amp. That's it. Keeper's great. I love that. I think that'd be a good addition. But my God, you can cut this whole business down to just Seller Amp and what do you call an Amazon selling account? That's it. And if you're losing money, then I'd strip it straight back to all of that. That's what my advice would be. Because that's 50 quid a month, and if you're working on 10% margins, for example, which I hope you're probably making on a bit more, that'd be like about 20% ROI. Then you only need to sell £500 a month, and you're breaking even. So you can kind of see how easy that is. Now, at a fundamental level, strip back your costs. That's probably the reason why you're losing money. For every £1,000 or extra £100 of cost you incur every month, even at a 20% ROI, 10% margin, you're going to need to make an extra £1,000 worth of revenue. It adds up quick. Trust me, it really adds up. So cut back your costs. That's a top tip for you. 4 months. Don't worry. Sometimes take it time, but I think you should, by the way, if you buy something today, it's not going to probably get in on sale and make a sale until about a month, maybe 2 months. So it's not the end of the world. We wrote it 3 months, so don't worry about it. It's not the end of the world. The stuff you're selling right now is the stuff you probably bought in month 2 of starting, end of month 1, month 2. So it's like probably a lot of bad buys. And by the way, that's called an education. Don't worry about it. Like, you're going to learn, but the idea is make sure you're learning. You're not just buying bad buys and then like keep buying bad buys and selling. You're going to lose money. You're going to be broke, should we say. So obviously you want to be learning from your mistakes, because we all make mistakes in business, but hopefully you should be making profits. And at the end of the day, cut down your costs and do it. Is it possible to make profit at RA? 100%. Is it OA? 100%. Wholesale? 100%. If you want kind of calculations, let's do I don't know, if you're going to look at, let's call it 2,000 a month. Everyone talks about 2,000 a month, and the same kind of analogy could work in the US and UK. Generally, you're going to think about less. So 2,000 a month, if we're working like, we want 2,000 a month profit, should we say? If you're working on an ROI of, I don't know, let's call it 40%. So 40% ROI you're achieving in your tools at, when it's sold, not when you buy, but when you sell it. That's the important point. So if you're doing 40%, so 2,000 a month, I'm going to get my calculator out. 2,000 a month. I should really figure this one out, shouldn't I? If you're going to do 2,000 a month, generally at 40% ROI, that would generally be about a 20% margin. Generally, we see a 20% ROI is about 10% margin. So we're going to go on a 20% margin. So 2,000 a month divided by 0.2 is going to give you about 10,000 a month sales you need to make. So if you make 10,000 a month in sales, you're going to make £2,000 net profit, a 20% margin, 40% ROI. And then the other one is if you're generally buying, generally you buy for 10, sell for 20, but your margin is a bit higher. So you're probably going to be buying for like 8, selling for 20. So we're probably going to say, top of my head, just guesswork here, to make £10,000 revenue, you're probably going to be buying for about four to £4,500 worth or dollars worth of stock every month. If it takes 3 months, you need 4,500 multiplied by 3. Tom's got his calculator out, £13,500 worth of cash. Spend 4,500 every month at a 40% ROI, and you'll generate 10,000 a month in sales, and you'll make 2,000 a month in profit. Hope that makes sense. Maybe let me know if that makes answers downstairs. That'll obviously be helpful. Questions on the gram? People on the gram? Mohammed RS99 joined. Hey, Mohammed. So Ayaloa, I think if I'm getting that right. Kantia. He mentioned Amazon are taking VAT on my sales, even though I click that I'm VAT exempt inside my Seller Central. Is this correct? Yeah, really interesting. So even if you say, like, at the end of the day, under UK law, the way it works is, the way taxation in the UK and the EU works is that everyone pays that. Like, I'm a VAT registered seller, so that means that basically there are only really 2 states. One is I'm not VAT registered, or the other one is I am VAT registered. That's it. There's no real other ones, especially if you're doing it within the UK for Amazon's purposes. We're not talking about cross-border trade here within the EU. It gets a bit more complex with like reverse EC charge. I'm not going into that. So if you're a UK company selling on Amazon UK, you're either going to be VAT registered or not. Even if you say you're exempt, you're exempt, that's fine. But they're based on the products, and really technically you pay that, but the VAT is 0, if that kind of makes sense. So now the way it works is Amazon will always charge you the service fees on VAT. You're always paying VAT, but the net result comes is that you can claim that VAT back from the government. So that's the way it works. It's not like, oh, they don't charge you. No, they'll charge you, and then you get to claim it back. So that's how it works. So kind of hope that makes sense. I would speak to an accountant, and they'll help you out. But generally, I don't really know anyone. There is a little hack you can kind of do with businesses in the UK across something, but it is a weird hack, and it's not particularly like, there's an accounting thing across reverse EC charge, and I'm not going to go into it because it gets really complex, and I'd have to get like a diagram out to explain it. Someone mentioned FBA Gangster. What are your favorite brands to sell? I absolutely have no idea. Do you know why? And FBA Gangster, great question. It's because I have a lot of staff. VAs. That way. There. VA Academy. I have 80 staff. Do you know, there's a post that came up on my Instagram today, or my Facebook. 3 years ago, I had a picture of Black Friday, and it had me with 2 screens, and it was like making money on the screens. Like, I don't buy anything now. I'm really, really bad. I don't buy anything. And why? Because, and I don't say this to brag. I say this hopefully to kind of like inspire, or should I say, to talk about through how my mindset is. My mindset is, I'm happy to build this business, but what I realize is that if I'm buying everything today, that's okay, but I can't keep buying it forever and ever and ever, because that's this isn't really a business, it's a job. And at the end of the day, I don't want that. I want a place whereby my business can run without me, because I want to go and enjoy the benefits of my business. I want my business to grow so big that it makes so much money. You know, call it like 10,000, 20,000 a month, and it does now, it's fine. But I can spend that money. And I like, by the way, like, if you were earning 10,000 a month working 40 hours a week and someone said to you, hey, you can work 2 hours a week and earn 5, would you do it? You'd probably be like, yeah, like absolutely fine. My life would be like so much easier. That's the decision I made. So, 3 years ago, as I said, like I've always had that ambition. Like I've been a manager before in other companies like bars and stuff. And I was like, look, I'm not here to do the work. I'm here to help and train and support, and I'll make sure the work gets done. It's not my job to do it, and that's leverage, very different. So unfortunately I don't know the brands. I really don't. And I know it's like bad, but the idea is the fact that my team know that they're much better than me, and my job is just to make sure they hit the right KPIs, the right metrics. I talked about repricing in a minute. What are the metrics? What are the real measures we're looking at when we do that? And that's about mindset, about growing it forward. So brands I absolutely love, and like if you kind of got into shoes, I'd be like, yep. But unfortunately, I'm just not very good at that right now. Maybe I'm just a bit lazy. But hey, like we do pretty well, and I don't really do much work. So I work insanely hard, but really fast track FBA, and really I'm looking at stuff that I'm learning, not things. I hope FBA gangster. I hope that makes sense, and please don't think that I'm kind of like bragging or anything. It's just kind of like I'm kind of out of that operation. Like I can review deals, like we're doing repricing and reviewing. But if you think about the Amazon business, and I'll do it really fundamentally now, you have cash. Your job is to convert that cash into deals and to get those deals sold as quickly as you can. So what do we look at? Sources, VAs, VA Academy, fasttrackfba.com/VA. If you want to buy a VA, get it from us. We're really good. 550 we've done. Like we know what we're doing. Like literally, if you're building a business, like 3 months free replacement or all your money back if you're not happy. So we take the money, and my job is to go get money. That's where only I can do it. But not only I can get deals, other people can get deals. So I outsource that as much as I can. Then once we do that, my next question is, how do I get those deals, which I thought I was going to get a 30% ROI, 25% in the UK, for example? How do I get the best price for them? So then we've hired a repricing analyst. We go through the whole repricing structure, and then my job is to try and get as much money as possible. And then all I'm doing is I'm building a system that all I do is I hire people, I throw money at those people, I tell them to buy deals, and then we have admin VAs who manage the finances and the logistics, and then a prep center, and then we sell the products and we reprice them as high as possible, and then we do the accounts, and every month, literally just I sit down and my team tell me how much money we've made. And I'm like, cool, it's really nice. And that's like what I teach in the Seller Academy. But like it's like that's it. It's a system. It's really a system, and that's what business is. Business is a system. So I hope I'm not kind of going on. Let's kind of go through TJ Woodward. Would it be a hassle or risk to swap from sole trader to limited company in a year doing FBA? I've heard it would result in your account closure. No, you don't get closed at all. But there's a really good hack. FBA Gangster on Insta, let me know if that answers your question. There's a really good hack, by the way, in the UK that people know. If you know it, you know it. So what you do is you create an Amazon selling account under limited of your. So you create an Amazon selling account under a sole trader. Now, when you get near the VAT threshold, so it's 85,000 in any 12-month period. Again, speak to an accountant, not an accounting professional. What you then do is you then go and create a limited company. Call it Tom Personal Trading, sole trader, and then Tom Ltd. Now, what you do is, it's a weird thing that you can do within Amazon. They allow you to do it. They allow you to move your Amazon selling account from Tom Personal to Tom Ltd. Now, Amazon treats the account as the same account, and they will let you move it across. You might be deactivated for generally if you kind of message Amazon in advance and say, hey, I want to do this, how do I do it? And then they'll tell you what you need to get, and then voila, you can do it. If you do it, like send them a message, you should generally be fine. There are lots of people who've done it. But the idea is the fact that under Amazon, it's the same account because they've moved it. But under HMRC, it's a completely different physical entity. Tom is not the same as Tom Ltd. We're different things. And as a result, the sales revenue from here is not the sales revenue from here. So what happens? The VAT threshold resets. So then you get to go to another 85,000 in 12 months. It's a really good little hack. But it could potentially leave in your account being suspended while they do the transition, but it's unlikely. Lots of people do it. It's not the end of the world. I think you'd be fine. TMJ Woodward, let me know down below if that is helpful. Z is giving me some love. Hey Z, I'm jealous of your cars. Jealous of your cars. Kind of jump through FBA Gangster. I hope that answered. IOLO said this makes sense. How do I go about claiming it back? You have to be VAT registered. The only way you can claim that VAT from the government is to be VAT registered, and then you submit a VAT reclaim. That's it. Like there is a technically another way, but like you could like no, you'd need to speak to an accountant and do it. Like it doesn't work. And if basically unless you know you are legally and you know the law by the financial law by around the way you should be able to claim it back, that's fine. But if you've done any services within the UK, i.e. Amazon FBA selling in the UK, FBA in the UK, and you're not registered in the UK, it doesn't matter, you still have to pay that. Unfortunately, that's just the very nature of VAT. Welcome to becoming a tax collector. Let's go through. Simon Lambert, thanks, Tom. Appreciate the answer. Thank you, Simon, for the question. Appreciate that. Hit the love heart, hit the like if you like it. I just want to say thank you to people on the gram. Thank you to people on YouTube, Facebook, whatever. I'm trying this new time of day. Let me know if if you like it. And I seem to be getting a bit more kind of engagement with you guys. I can answer some questions. I just want to say a big thank you. So it's all sorted now. TMJ Woodwork. Fantastic. Glad you got the speakers. Hashtag F5 solves all the problems. Turn it off and turn it on again. IT support Tom here. Let's go through. Adam, big smiley face. Love it, Adam. So TJM Woodwork said, would it be a risk to switch from, oh no, we answered that one. My God. Yeah, you're going to do it again. That's fine. Adam, what I will say is Amazon will pay you a refund on the VAT paid reverse charge EC as I'm going through at the moment. Yeah, you are right. So you're going through that really weird little hacky thing. You need to I'm going to talk about it very, very quickly, but this is going to confuse one hell of a lot of people. And if you're confused, don't worry. By the way, you need to speak to an accountant. But at a very fundamental level, within the European Union, when you have two companies who trade from one country to another, say UK to France, for example, let's go UK to Luxembourg, when the Luxembourg company bills a UK company, what they do is they charge the UK company 20% VAT or like 0% VAT EC reverse charge. So what they're doing is they're telling the Luxembourg VAT authorities, I should pay this person that, charge them VAT, but they're not in Luxembourg, so we're not going to charge them, but I will declare that I should have charged them. So that saves the UK company having to go back to the Luxembourg VAT company and to say, hey, can I have my money back? Because I shouldn't pay VAT in Luxembourg, I'm not a Luxembourg company, which is fine. But the UK company as well should also declare it on their tax return to say, hey, I should have been charged VAT on this company, this purchase in Luxembourg, but I didn't, so please charge me 20% in the UK. And it doesn't really matter because everything nets out and you're fine. But what happens is you are a business in the UK who isn't VAT registered yet, and the Luxembourg company is VAT registered, so the Luxembourg company charges you 0, but your UK company isn't VAT registered, and so what you're not doing is you're not telling HMRC that you should have paid VAT when you didn't. Now, if you get into the real technicalities of this, what it does mean is that amount of money that you should have paid, which you didn't, actually decreases off that VAT threshold from 85,000 down. So now your VAT threshold is like 80,000, for example. My God, I'll learn to breathe. But it gets really complex. And at the fundamental level, Amazon will refund you the money they paid because their terms and conditions are about proving you're a business as opposed to proving you're VAT registered. Generally, the way you understand if someone is a business is because they have a VAT number. The VAT number will cause that kind of discrepancy. Hope that makes sense. It's really complex. I understand it, but I understand it in the fact in my head, but I don't understand it in the fact that I can explain it very simplistically. That's probably the best chance I can do it as well. FBA Gangster, how do you feel about the electronics category? It's cool. It works. We used to sell lots of wholesale electronics. Didn't make any margin on it. Very competitive. I will say that as well. Abdabding 08, I hope I'm saying that right. Both fine. Fantastic. Cool. Glad I could help you. FBA Gangster, let me know how you feel about categories you're working on. Anything I can do. Adam says, I enjoy the live. Fantastic, Adam. Oh my God, it's Mr. Massive Action, Mr. Sean Gilbert himself. Long time no see. How are you getting on, Sean? How's life? I will come to the UK one day. I'm just planning my trip back to the Philippines, but I do need to come to you. Hashtag road trip in the UK. Don't know when I'll do that. I got 5 figures of that back from Amazon. Fantastic. Hey, look, you can do it, definitely. I was a sole trader for a few years, slowing the business down, getting units or a van, so it took ages before I come back registered. Got lots of that back, 5 figures. Yeah, agreed. So definitely you can do it. I'm not going to lie, it's not the easiest process. Adam's going through it. I'll probably create a video about it one day. Some people who I know who no longer sell on Amazon actually kind of like figured this out. I did a video with my accountant kind of about it. He talked about it in the kind of EC reverse charge. And by the way, EC reverse charge is not a nice thing to deal with, especially, by the way, if you struggle with electronics, I'm just reading FBA Gangsters here, sorry, I'm reading for Instagram at the same time. If you struggle with VAT understanding it in the first place, doing EC reverse charge just adds a whole nother layer of complexity. But Mr. Sean Gilbert, absolutely love it, absolutely love it. Nay B, thanks for the detailed answer. Bless you. My girlfriend just sneezed. She's over there. So thank you for the detailed answer. I think I need a bread and butter items too. Gonna try some used books. Cool. Amazingly got engaged in Nike. Not sure arbitrage vids on Nike are overhyped. Yeah, I think, look, top tips for you, if you're UK focused, a good friend of mine, Seth, he does books in the US, does really well, 7 figures in books. Good friend of mine, Gavin, Nike, he's going to be 7 figures soon in shoes. It's just not really as big market in the UK. Like, it really isn't. But it's not to say you can't make money. Of course you can. You can make money doing anything. Oh my God, you can make money selling protein bottle shakes or like some weird stuff. But you can definitely do it. So I would look at I definitely try and find your niche. And the reason why I say that is because everyone asks me, hey Tom, what should I be selling? Well, guess what? Right now there's 30 odd people watching this live that I know of right now. My God, like if I told you everything I was doing all the time, guess what? All of those might start going down. So finding your own niche, finding the products which work, absolutely fantastic. Now, Nike, definitely learn that, but you might find that actually New Balance is the one you want. I'm not saying it is, but you kind of get the idea. Like, use the learnings from Nike and then go find maybe another brand which works. Hope that makes sense, maybe. Let me do it. Like, hit the love heart or whatever, if it's a good answer. FBA Gangster says, I'm in electronics. Good man. If it's working, fantastic. Keep doing it. And obviously don't tell me about it on the thing, but that's fine. Well, don't go share it. Like, we've seen it too many times. Like, go do, like, everyone's doing, like, shoes are amazing, and then, like, I know a good seller, he sells shoes, and he was like, it was really good, and then I started teaching everyone about it, and now it's not so good. I'm like, I wonder why. Parrot Jimmy joined, and then Abda Bing, sorry if I get that wrong. 08 said, which accountants do you recommend? Have a look at fasttrackfba.com/tools. Scroll down, you'll see the accountants. We put them on there. Yeah, speak to them. We use e-commerce accountants in the UK. You can book a free consultation call with them. I know the owner, Joe. I've met him many times. Go for lunch when I'm back in the UK. Let's kind of jump through. Adam, agree with massive action. # excited. It's doable when sole trader, as it is bundled in and charged when it shouldn't be, etc. It should have been a digital service. Yeah, agreed. Absolutely fantastic. So the FBA fee I can understand is vatable, but the referral fee is a digital service, not a physical service in the UK. So yeah, agreed. Let's go and jump through, but only upon request. Yeah, you have to actually request the money back. It's a nightmare. Adam, if you know of any links to like resources around it, just share it in the chat. I'd be very, very interested. Also, I know Emily Knowles used to do it. But obviously, she no longer sells on Amazon, but I'm not sure. Like, there was a sheet or something she had which kind of talked about it. I'd love to kind of take that and like share it, because I appreciate a lot of people talking about it. Let's kind of jump through. Saud Wazi, hey, can you flip OA business to another investor after some time? Is it only valid for private label businesses? 1 second. Good question. Need water. Talking too much. Everyone's like, oh, my headphone's broken. Tom's not talking. They're not. I'm back. I will have another water in a minute. Let's go through. Can you flip? Look, at the end of the day, yeah, you can. Is there like, of course, if your business right now was making, let's call it 10,000 a month in net profits, and you wanted to sell it me for £1, of course I'd buy it off you. Like, well, as long as it wasn't massively laden with debt that kind of made it lost money. But if it was net profiting and cash flow was good and everything else, I'd buy it off you. So technically, yes. But the one thing which you do need to understand is that there is a lot bigger demand for private label businesses. Why? There are generally big aggregators who come around and buy private label business up, and they look for economies of scale in sourcing, logistics, operational aspects, and their job is to try and continue growing those businesses and buy them off, should we say, individual users. Now, at a fundamental level, private label is quite easy to sell. There's a very established marketplace for it. Wholesale, yeah, you probably can, because you've got supply chain, you can sell, but again, it's not so easy. Like, people will buy wholesale businesses, but they're not as easy. And then the final one is that OA, like, yes, I've known people to buy OA businesses, but is it such a big market? No, not at all. I think it's probably a bit of an underrated market. I think there's opportunity, but why? Because the majority of you don't ever actually build a proper business with OA. They build a job, and you can't sell a job. You can sell a business. And by the way, these two are businesses. I run them in 2 hours a week, both of them. But like there's inherent risk and demand and like what people want. So again, it's like the market. There's a lot bigger market for private label. The one thing which I will say right now, and I went to a couple of meetups this year actually, and I met some people from the second biggest aggregator, Amazon aggregator, and their whole risk assessment team who do the analysis of all the buying. They were like, the one thing they're really looking at now is that they're looking for brands whereby they don't only sell on Amazon. They want multi-channel sales because they're too like focused on Amazon. So I think that's just something to consider. Even in a wholesale business, if you're only focusing on Amazon, you've only got one customer, which is Amazon. But if you're focusing on other channels, I think you'd be in a much better position. So I'm not sure if I read that right on Instagram. Hey, just kind of jump through some questions. Tim, I'm looking to stay as a sole trader for as long as possible, but if sales were to boom, I feel I'd be better rich as a limited company. Thanks for the comments, guys. Yeah, stay as your sole trader until you hit the VAT, get very close to the VAT threshold, then transition over. Absolutely fine, no problem. By the way, the VAT threshold is a 12-month rolling, so it can be like you could open the limited company up early. You don't have to do it like from day one. You can open it up early and then just sit on it. I'd be like, hey, I'm 70,000. I might open up the company now. It takes about £12 in the UK in about 10 minutes, done. And then when you're ready, just start the transfer. Pretty simple. It takes about a month to transfer once you get like everything done. Oh no, that's VAT registration. No, you can probably transfer pretty quick with an Amazon, but creating a company is simple. It's like 24 hours. Adam, TJM being limited protects you personally as a business entity, and you are the director, officer, employee. Yeah, agreed. You have the liability protection. I think that's a really, it's a good thing. But the one thing which I'll say is like, I don't actually know if any Amazon sellers in the UK have ever been sued. US, fine, but UK, no. But it's so like such not a problem that Amazon doesn't even require to prove that you're insured. In the US, you have to prove your insurance. In the UK, you don't. So it's generally not a big problem, and it's because of our legal system. TJM would work. Thanks, Tom. Much appreciated. No clue about the hack either. Cool. No, good work. And obviously, thank you, Adam, as well for sharing. Thanks, Adam. Yeah, so I'd like to sort the business and go. Fantastic. Good idea, TJM. Good luck. Yeah, keep smashing, guys. Guys, if you've got questions, let me know. I am flying through them. Missed a massive action. I slowed my business down, Sean Gilbert, during Sole Trader. Got a van, then a unit 1, then another unit 2. Then each time slowed me down, but helped me grow again. Now I'm a 7-figure limited company VAT Richard said later with the team. Yeah, and Sean does it really cool. Like, by the way, like we talk about trying to find edges. If you want to know, Sean shares this quite a lot. He talks about how he uses people locally to him and ships from the OA to their house, and they do the prep, and then he sends UPS to pick it up. Really good. So it's kind of like a prep center without a prep center. So really, really good. So smart man, Sean, figuring out your edge and then dominating with it. Top work. And congratulations on the 7 figures, mate. Woohoo! Absolutely love it. Good work. Let's go through. Deanna Low Camaro. Hey, good to see you. Good day. Just want to make sure I'm reading that right, Deanna. Deanna. I'm in Spain, so it's Deanna. My girlfriend's called Deanna as well. Oliver Hayward. So, got an email from Amazon saying I now need to register either to a sole trader or a limited company. Would you recommend sole as they can reset under VAT threshold? No, I wouldn't recommend going from limited back to sole trader like that. No, because then no. Like, you'd always, if you're a limited company already, stay limited company. But if you're a sole trader now, you can move over to a limited company and then you reset the VAT threshold. Absolutely fine. We've got Bernie who's joined. If that's Bernie who I know on Instagram, do say hi. I used to work with Bernie. I think that's Bernie joining me. So would I recommend going sole traded? If you're going back, no, stay limited company. That's it. That's a pain, but you do it. I do think it makes a difference. Like it's just part. Welcome to becoming a tax man. Welcome to it's a rite of passage saying well done. Let's kind of go through. Hi, Sir Tom. Hey. No need to call me Sir. I do that. My team call me Sir. Hey, just call me Tom. It's fine. I'm not. The Queen has not knighted me, or the King. Sorry, the King has not knighted me. Katie, what's the one thing you wish you'd know when you first started? Good question. I asked this of many people. What's the one thing that I wish I would known when I first started? It's a good question, and I think it's something we still work with today. There's a saying that I quote back to my team all the time. Tony Robbins talks about it. It's you get what you tolerate, and if you want to change your business, change your standards. If you want to change your life, change your standards. And what do I mean by that at a very fundamental level? I mean, like, let's put it, this business is not hard. It's really not hard. It's called get some money, spend the money on stock, which is going to make you some profit, and then sell that stock for as much money as you can and repeat. That's it. It's really not hard. And there are measures around that, i.e., how much money do I have every week? How much of that money have I spent every week? When I buy the stock, how much profit do I think I'm going to generate? And you can measure that in a percentage ROI. And then when I sell it, how close did I get to what I thought I could I sell it for? And all you're doing is just kind of like getting measures. You know, it's like, oh, I've sold more than 80% of my available spend. Fantastic. Oh, I've made more than a 30% ROI on my purchase. Fantastic. Oh, I achieved 86% of what I thought I was going to achieve at sale, and I'm selling it within 90 days. That's just a cycle. This is the business at a very fundamental level we do. There's a lot of other little things that happen, but that's what we're really doing. And the reason why I say this is because all you need to know is what those measures are, and all you need to do is just keep achieving those standards, keep achieving those measures. And if you keep achieving those measures and those standards, guess what? Your business just grows. Like, it's really simple. And like, we teach that in the Seller Academy, and we do it within my business, and that's how we did this and grew this. And we, by the way, we have problems. I never deny we have problems. We had cash flow problems last week, but really it's about your standards, like, and we know this. And if I put it on a more simplistic level, how many times have you like, oh, I've got like £5,000 to spend this week, or £2,000 or $2,000? It doesn't really matter. But then you kind of go, oh, or my VA didn't do it, or you do it. Like, it's really your standards, and you get what you tolerate. Tony talks about that. And if you tolerate the fact that you're willing to go down, or willing to get a lower ROI, or not spend as much, or maybe crash the price, well, that's what you get. But if you're like, no, I'm not going to tolerate this, I want it to be higher, that's what you get. And that's really, you get what you tolerate. If you want to change your business, change your standards. Again, know those numbers and just achieve them every single week. I hope that makes sense, Katie. But it's like the one thing I was going to say, like, just push those numbers. That's it. Know your numbers. There's a big thing about marketing. Like, the best marketers in the world, and I can say it about Amazon sellers as well. Like, the best Amazon sellers in the world know their numbers and they beat them. I think that's it. Like, know your numbers and beat them. If you want to be an Amazon seller, know your numbers and beat them. Simple. And beat them. That's the important one. Massive action. I've seen Emma's video of people's garages of my team members. She's looking to copy my idea. No warehouse rent and expenses alone, keep prices down. Passive income covers wages too. Yeah, 100%. My God, we do really well on lots of stuff. We do really well on like cashbacks and things. But yeah, Emma Louise Hamilton is back on the YouTube. Absolutely #excited. So I love seeing her, and she did a little thing. So I love her. I've met her in person. Wow, lots of questions. Sean, honestly, love it. And yeah, well done. By the way, Sean, you're a trend setter, setting the thing, figuring out the new edge. Good work. Maybe how odd how Amazon can ungate you on some items one day and then regate you on another day. Yeah, I know. Welcome to the wonderful world of Amazon. I've had some great brands that suddenly stop. Wonder why Amazon does that sales metric perhaps. I think probably think about this perspective. Maybe those brands are getting a lot of complaints and Amazon decides they're getting a bit risky to be ungated. So they naturally ungated, so they regate them. Or maybe the brand kicks up on Amazon and says, look, we'll only let you sell our products if you gate them, if we have legit suppliers. And Amazon say, okay, well, we'll gate it and then we'll ask for invoices. And they go, okay, fine. Could be a way that's the reason why. But it's a really good question, but it does happen. It's just a nightmare. But obviously, maybe I hope you understand how to get ungated. It's not very hard, but it's really easy. Tim J. Wood, massive action. Thanks for coming. I'm looking to do the same. Van, unit, space isn't really suitable. Fine, absolutely fine. Keep up the great work. Honestly. TJM Woodworks. I love it. Let's go through Bing. When are you starting in Germany? My God, I was supposed to be starting in Germany this year. And now I'm not even looking, like, I'd even saying to myself, I probably won't even start next year. Look, I think Germany's going to be a good opportunity, but I don't know. I wouldn't be against starting next year. But I do just think, like, the same question that I think it was Nay B asked at the very beginning was, like, don't try and do too many things. Like, my God, if we start Germany, I start making 3,000 a month net profit, fantastic. But the amount of time I spent building Germany, I could have probably made 10,000 a month extra net profit in Amazon US. You're like, really, what's your goal? What do you want? What's the thing? And I think that's a really important question that we all need to be asking ourselves. So possibly Germany next year. We'll see how it goes. Don't know. Got a lot going on at the moment. Also, I want to go on holiday. I've not traveled for at least like 2 months, so I need to go somewhere. We're off to Cancun in 2 weeks. Let's kind of jump through. Hey Bing, let me know if you sell in Germany. I'd like to know. ZB, any tips on how to do Amazon flips? Not really. Keep is the best way of doing it. Number two is the fact that don't use an Amazon Prime account. Create a whole new buying account, which you do not pay for Prime. This means you will not be able to buy some of the Amazon flips because they are Prime only offers, and a lot of them are. But if you do try and do that, your net result comes as you are breaching, very clear as day, Amazon's terms of service on Prime. It says Prime is not eligible for use for the purposes of resale, which is exactly what you're doing. Now, Amazon have a great habit of putting a rule in, not enforcing it, and then 3 months later or 2 years later, they go back in time and then enforce it. So don't risk it. Just make sure that you're doing it legitimately. Don't do it through a Prime purchasing account. That's the only thing I'd say. Daniela, cool, fantastic. Jesse V, hey Jesse, long time no see. It's probably like last week. Yeah, it's Tuesday, but it's been a while. It's been a while. I haven't been live for a while. Let's get through. I was told by my former accountant that I need to register for a limited company at the beginning, even though I didn't know stuff. Good accountant, not. So it's also a good idea to know more about the difference between sole trade and limited company. So it's going to go through. So now I have a new accountant who really helps in trying to get money out of new. Yeah, learning is a key. Yeah, 100%. Look, at the end of the day, you can sell on Amazon without a limited company. It's absolutely fine, no problem. But generally speaking, like, a lot of people are like, hey, I want to start on Amazon. I'm like, cool, just get started. Like, you don't have to do all this other stuff. You can just start selling on your name, and do it that way. And like, oh, but isn't it dangerous? Like, yeah, there's danger in everything. At the end of the day, you're going to be fine. So just start trading. Really, the biggest challenge in this is you actually taking action over a period of time which is longer than about 4 days. Most people give up once they realize that sourcing is not easy. If you think sourcing's hard, give me a thumbs up or a love heart, because it is. This is why I hire so many VAs in the VA Academy. This is why we've had 550 VAs hired from us. Like, it's hard, but as human beings, what do? We try and do everything else other than the hard stuff. And you know what? Like creating Amazon selling or creating a limited company, doing all these other things because they're easy things to do that we feel like we're doing good work when we don't really need to. We just need to get SaaS out and start scanning. That's it. Do that. But Jesse V, really understand, really agree. Guys, if you're on Instagram, let me know. I haven't seen any questions for a while. Give me a love heart. Give me a like. I'm listening. I'm here. Honestly, let me know. Bernie joined. I remember Bernie. I used to work with her. Fantastic. She's absolutely smashing it in marketing. KV. I was going FBA for 7-8 months doing OA, and I just found such a small profit on products you find on the sourcing sites. I used your sourcing service variable for a while. Yeah, like it depends what your kind of like definition of like profitable products are. Like, what you got to realize is that you get paid in life, in business, on the value you bring. Now, if your concept of bringing value is I go to a website, I pick up a product, and I ship it to Amazon, and then I sell it on Amazon, and I expect to make 50% margin, 100% margin all the time, then I'd probably say that's not really going to happen. Or 100% margin being, like guaranteed 100% profit. It doesn't really work out. It does not really going to happen. Why? Because you're not adding that much value to what you're doing. What you're generally looking at is you can buy a product for like $10, and then you can sell it for 20. And after fees, by the way, you have about $7 of fees, which is not nice. You might make $2 or $3 profit, which isn't great. But what you realize is that you don't need to do that transaction is quite simple. You can sit your laptop and do it, hence why I travel and we do it. But at a fundamental level, you can scale that up with staff, VAs. And that's where you make your money. Trade is a volume game unless you're bringing something which people can't get elsewhere. And that's where you really add value and make profit. So I think for you, just be mindful. Like, you are right. You are going to make small profits. Margins are going to be lower, but you're not really adding much value. You're just finding products a bit cheaper somewhere else and setting them on, and you're doing that at volume, at scale. That's the point. If you go and manufacture a product, fantastic. You can go make 50% margins, fine. But again, that's the value you bring because no one else can get it. It's supply and demand. So I hope it makes sense, but you are right. This is a volume game. Trade is a volume game. Wholesale, by the way, is an even more volume game. Less margin, more volume you have to do. So I hope that makes sense. FBA Gangster asked, do I sell in grocery? Probably. I think, maybe, don't quote me. My team do it. I don't really know. I'm just really bad. KV, do you have any suggestions? Is wholesale better for a few wholesalers? So there's not much money in it anymore. Yeah, agreed, 100%. Wholesale has lower margins generally than what you'd see in OA. RA has better margins than what you see in OA. Yeah, like OA is better than, so it's going to go like RA is the best one for profit margins. You've got a low budget, do RA. Then if you've got a bit more money, OA is good. Then you've got more money, go RA. And then there is private label somewhere in there, but I'm not going to talk about that because I'm not qualified. But like a wholesale, you need more cash and the margins are lower. Like we're talking about, like we might make 10% on a Amazon OA business net profits, whereas in wholesale you might make 5 to 7%. By the way, I make 5% in that one. That's 3 million in OA. Just because we have a lot of staff and I use a lot of debt. Let's go through. Oliver, at what point in the business would you recommend getting a VA to source you? So all you have to do is do the packaging. Good question, but I'd probably say why not outsource the packaging to a prep center? I do. It works really well. If you're buying, Oliver, if you've got like a unit, if you're doing it at home, fine, not a problem. But lots of people do get VAs. You can use prep center, it's fine. Now, coming back to your question, specifically getting a VA, general metrics, and you know me, I love metrics. I'm a numbers guy. I love measuring things because you can see if it's working or not. General metrics around the VA, if you've got more than £4,000 or $5,000 in a bank account at the end of the week for a couple of weeks, I'm not saying you have, it doesn't have to be in a bank account. It might be on a credit card. You've got the cash available to spend and you're not able to spend it. That's a good time to think about getting a VA. And you can book a call, fasttrackfba.com down here. But the best metric to think about, number one, you're selling already and you know how to make money. That's a really important point. If you know how to make money, I probably wouldn't recommend hiring people. Number two, you've probably got like $4,000, £4,000, $5,000, generally roughly, like on a credit card, in your bank, somewhere, like at the end of every week, you kind of like look at your bank account and go, man, there's still money in the bank. I haven't spent all the money. Why? Because our job is not to keep money in the bank. Our job is to spend all that money, turn it into stock, and then in stock, ship it to Amazon and get it sold in Amazon, because we make a much better return on that money in Amazon than we do in the bank. So when you can't spend all the money, £4,000, $5,000 roughly, that's the ideal time to start thinking about getting a VA to say, right, let's start the conversation. And by the way, if you do want to book a free call, fasttrackfba.com/VA, it's going to be down here. You'll see it coming up in a minute. You can book a free call with my team and they'll just answer all your questions and help you out. So fasttrackfba.com/VA. And by the way, they will tell you no if they don't think it's right for you. Like if you've just started yesterday and you want to get a VA, they're going to be like, no, it's not right. So they will help you out. Oliver, let me know if that helps you down below. Drop a comment. Yes, help me down below. That'd be helpful. Who else have we got here? And you guys, if you're on Instagram, do drop your questions in. I will be finishing up in about 5 minutes. Tom does actually have work to do. Oh my God, I do have a day job. I have 3 companies to run. I should actually do something with them. Jesse V. Hey, Jesse. I missed your streams at night, but I watched your previous streams during the day. Don't tell my boss. Haha, I love it. Thank you as always. Fantastic. Jesse, honestly, I'm glad I can help. Honestly, like any questions, let me know. But honestly, I'm glad I can help. And sometimes I do night ones, sometimes I do day. I'm still trying to find my balance in like live streaming. Maybe get on Twitch, become a gamer. No, I used to do that when I was younger. Not anymore. I've got things to do. But hopefully, and I appreciate all you guys, everyone right now on the live stream. I just want to say thank you because I appreciate it's your time. My God, your time that you'll never get back, and you decide to spend it with me, ask me questions. So thank you, and obviously I'm really pleased that I can add value and help you out, and obviously maybe share some kind of knowledge nuggets to support you in your Amazon journey. Let's kind of jump through. If you want to scale, here we go. If you want to scale on your own, you can. But if you want to scale bigger, grow a team. Mr. 7-figure Amazon seller right here, Sean Gilbert. Agreed. Yeah, agreed. I think there's a saying which I really agree with. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And it means like, if you want to do something quickly, just do it yourself, get it done, fine. But if you want to go for a long term, and let's be crystal clear, by the way, like if you're running this business and the idea is you want to get out of it in a year or 2 time, cool, don't build a team, no problem. But if you hopefully you're thinking about doing entrepreneur, you're thinking about a business because you probably want to get out of your job, or you probably want to make some more money for the long term. You probably want to do it for the long term. That's a really important point. Like, my God, if you're thinking about just starting a business for a year, quitting and then going back to your job, like if that's your goal to a year, don't even start the business. You're wasting your life, because that first year would be the worst thing you ever do. But if you are thinking about building a business for the long term, you're taking this business seriously. And by the way, you're going to learn so many skills that you can adapt it to other business. Look at me. I've built 2 Amazon companies and a service company as well. Building teams, like there is no one-man company out there. Like They build people. People make companies. Software is great, but people make companies. And if you want them, you've got to build a team. And hiring great people is really important. So Fast Track FBA Academy, check it out. Like honestly, you can book a free call. They'll help you out. And we've helped 300 Amazon sellers grow their business. Sean, we helped. Sean, you can see his interview on my channel. This is like 2 years ago. His first VA still works for him now. I hired her myself. I know her myself. Ricky on 1994 asked how much is it per month. We don't charge a monthly fee. We charge a one-off fee. It's £850 on 997, and then you pay the VA directly. They're yours. It's about £400, $500 a month. That's for full time. And you look for 10 deals a day that they're going to find you. That's what you're looking for. Massive action. I sent a wholesale pallet, arrived today in her garage. Fantastic. Man, good. Well, this pallet turns up in a garage. That's keeping her busy this week, lol. I only use wholesale mostly in Q4 season, the most Q4. And then Q4 is chilling. Q4, I'm chilling, watching them. Love it. Hey, honestly, well done. Working smart, not working hard, going together. Really, really good. Oliver Hayward, I've optimized myself as much as I can at the moment. I've got the gold Amex top cashback. I've been in it for 2 months, done 2.4K in sales, which I think is okay. Mostly from one product there. Yeah, diversify. I think that's a really important point. Like, I think the kind of rule of thumb that I have for people, I recommend you shouldn't have any more than 5% of your asset value in any one product if you're doing the OA or wholesale model. Why? It just takes Amazon to say, sorry, listing blocked, gated, can't sell this anymore, IP brand, bang, your whole business has gone down. Like, it will happen, I promise you that. Just 5% of your asset capital in no more than one product. Like, well done on what you've achieved. And now take that advice and start diversifying, find more products. Trust me, it's horrible, but you've got to do it. Otherwise, one day it will come crashing down. Trying to expand as the product dries up around March time, but so far just spending my funds restocking the same product. Yeah, keep looking. I know your point. Just keep diversifying. By the way, if you're doing well, look, I'm not going to say like you should. I'm not telling you should, but you could go and get. You've done 2.4K in sales. If you've got an Amex Gold, like, I think you should have done more in sales, if that makes sense. Amex generally give you a couple of £1,000 in credit. Like, you should be looking to about 2,500 in sales a month at least, I'd probably say. So maybe there's more opportunity. Also, like, try and look at higher profit or higher ROI items. That's where we can help out. Mr. Sean Gilbert mentioned she creates all our listings on Amazon. We also do branded. Yeah, fantastic. Really, really good. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call it a day there. I've had a long day. I need to drink some Tom's protein shakes, $20, whatever it is. If you've enjoyed the YouTube live, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook group, something else, I don't know, hit the like button, hit the thumbs up. Just give me a big like. Everyone loves a good like. That just tells me you like it. And obviously, I will come back and do some more live streams. I'm trying to find out if you like this time. This is a good time of day, UK, USA, anywhere in the world. Let me know this is a good time, or maybe recommend another time. I'll have a look. But I think around here kind of works for me. It's cool in the afternoon. And Mr. Oliver Hayward has said he has now just got his Amex Gold today, and he's got his 9K limit. Hashtag he's going to get spending. Absolutely love it. Honestly, good man. KV mentioned Seller Central, mad hard job, even found them to be appalling, missing stocks. Yeah, it does happen. Welcome to Amazon Seller Central. Just found the total return on investment. Yeah, sometimes it does happen. I hate to say it. You invest and you just make your money back. Because, by the way, call it an education. You just spent nothing on an education. That's it. I think it's really good. Amazing. Thanks, Tom. We'll be joining for your sourcing leads this week. Oh, fantastic. Honestly, we've got some big upgrades coming to the lead service. I can't give you any more information than the upgrades coming. They will happen. But Katie also as well, loving your profile picture. I love the little Katie Spence in the bottom. Absolutely brilliant. Adam said thank you. And Tom said, while doing Aero at uni, can I still get a credit card? Nothing stopping you from trying. I don't know the answer. I'm not the credit card company. Do try. Check your credit rating. That's a good one. Like Money Saving Expert in the UK is pretty good. They can help you out. Yeah, try it. Absolutely try it. Right, ladies and gentlemen, give me a love heart. Give me a like. If you are here, I'm going to give myself some likes because I watch it on the thing. Bang, bang. Give me some love heart likes. Everyone loves it. So I just want to say a big thank you to everyone. Let me know if you like the time, and I will catch up with you probably tomorrow, maybe the day after. I think tomorrow. I'll come and join you tomorrow. As TJM Woodwork said, thanks, Tom. Thank you to you guys for spending time with me. Stay safe, people. Keep hustling. Q4 is here. Sales are going up. There are stock to buy. Buy. Enjoy. This is the time you make money. Same time tomorrow. Bye, guys.